Welcome folks to a short tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be looking at a masterwork by Arthur Hacker called The Temptation of Sir Percival. So what I'm attempting to do is essentially break the part of the picture down and recreate it. It took me probably about a few hours to do, just kind of playing around. But as you can see here, so basically what I'm doing is I'm starting off with the background. I've sampled some of the colours as you can see, and I'm just dropping them dropping different shades, different tones into this background, and then start blocking out the head. So again, just starting off with a basic flesh tone and mapping it out, and then going in with the hair, and try not to get too specific when you're putting the hair in. Is just kind of try and keep it as basic as possible. Also, because the resolution of this picture, I'm trying not to make it too sharp, so you'll see throughout the course of this video I go in and I'm purposefully kind of blurring it, simply because it's if you look at the picture, it's not sharp, it's very soft. So working in the eyes here, and again just trying to work in some of the tones, like the cheeks. You can see the kind of red there, so I'm sampling parts from the face and putting in the nose, and just really just trying to kind of bring these elements together, and just doing it bit by bit. But I've done similar things to this before, and again it's very tempting just to kind of get really bogged down in the details. So I've been playing around with a bit of the colour balance. I've also cut it out and then used the transform tool just to try and reshape it. And again, over the course of this video, you'll see that happen more and more. So it's really just trying to kind of get a measure. Now, of course, you know, the painting that you can see on your left, Arthur Hacker, we could be talking weeks, months, if not years, to create this entire painting. So what I'm attempting to do here is just really create an impression. Again, I'm using the image side by side just so I can get some of the proportions right. Start bringing some of these elements together, like, you know, the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. And again, I'm always kind of just stopping just to kind of try and reassess what's going on with the picture, if the proportions are correct. Darkening around the eyes slightly, and then kind of blending it. So I'm using a combination of just generic brushes. It's brush 14, I think, in Photoshop, and also using the smudge tool to kind of blend some of the these tones together. Again, trying to kind of get this chin right. You know, he's got sort of quite a strong jaw, but also the kind of the head narrows down. And I think that's one of the things that I was sort of struggling with a little bit. It's like all these things, you know, you think, oh, I'll paint that, and then you start painting it, and it's very complex. And I'm used to painting. I've been painting all my life, but trying to copy someone else's paintings, very difficult, and particularly things like, you know, head shape and you know, and getting the proportions right. So I took a break from the face, and I think I just went into putting a bit of the armor in here. And again, you know, this is really an impression. It's not so much going into, like, you know, the finite detail. Again, you know, just looking at the armor, it's not obvious, you know, when you look at the armor, or even like things like on the face, the colors aren't what you think they'd be. You know, they're very often very different. So again, just working into the eyes now, and the hair. One of the things that's good to do as well when you're doing painting is try not to stay on one subject at one time. So, you know, I kind of did a bit of work on the armor, then I went back to the hair, then to the face. I tend to do that because one of the things that can happen is you get fatigued. You work into something for so long, you can get very fatigued and you start making mistakes. So my advice is, you know, when you're doing stuff like this, is work on something, move on to something else. Sometimes even just go on to another picture entirely. But yeah, there's some very subtle colours, particularly with the cheeks. It was kind of reddish, but it was kind of purpley. Yeah, very subtle colours, you know, very subtle and difficult to emulate. Again, it's like all these things, you know, you have a pop at doing them, and then all of a sudden you get this complexities of colours. And this is often what I say to my students, is, you know, getting into painting, just start painting in black and white, because at least you can start trying to get to grips with values and things like that. Again, start working back on the armour and trying to, yeah, just kind of get that right, particularly around the neck, and also the relationship to the face. Again, here it's just trying to. It's probably one of the last times I actually do a bit of stretching of the head. Yeah, very, very tricky to do. So then on with the armour and just trying to block in areas of the armour, and again going back to the face. So just a lot of going back and forth, back and forth. Once I've kind of done the armour, I then go to the lasso tool, lasso around it, and then soften it with the Gaussian blur, which will come up shortly. I've seen even some, like, you know, some reflections from some of the flowers there, so you can see there's a bit of sort of violet on there, a bit of purple. But yeah, you could quite comfortably spend, you know, at least like a week doing something like this. So approaching pretty much the end of the tutorial, folks. So anyway, hopefully you found this quite useful, and be sure to leave any comments and likes. And yeah, until next time, folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.